Tune in Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the Your Body is Your Pharmacy radio show. Hear from the doctors that were among the first in the U.S. to merge the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and natural medicines with the advances of modern medical science. Listen to pioneer doctors Sodhi, Shailinder, and Anju Sodhi to keep up with some of the latest medical advances and learn from some of the true leaders of Ayurvedic medicines every Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. with the Your Body is Your Pharmacy radio show on Desi 1250 a.m. Radio that listens to you. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
Welcome back, folks. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi along with my co-host Dr. Anju Sodhi, and we are discussing the topic New Year's resolutions. And the biggest resolution for the new year, as you know, that is everybody trying to get into shape, losing weight. Before you think of getting into the gym, I don't say don't do gym. You can do a gym, but make a very realistic goal. And the realistic goal can be very much like that. Even at your workplace, getting up every hour for 5 to 10 minutes, go for a quick run and drink lots of water, fluid, because when you drink lots of fluid, you will take a bathroom breaks, and that's not a bad thing to do. Go for a break and just stretch out your body, come back, and come back at the end of the day. Make a resolution that okay, I am going to go to the gym either before starting my work or at the end of the work, or in between. If your workplace provide you some sort of an equipment, use those equipments, or if you have an equipment at home, use them. A lot of people do a lot of buying these days during this. Okay, because my New Year resolution is to get into shape, I want to work out, I'm going to spend few $1,000s to buy those expensive equipment. If you're really dedicated, then it makes sense. But before you invest that money, I would say develop a routine. And routine can be like you, Dr. Anju mentioned. It can start with a walk, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes in your neighborhood park, or even in your outside. Do something which creates that routine. Every day, if you start doing 15 to 20 minutes of walk, brisk pace walk, and build it up, and then go to the gym. Start the gym. Get on the treadmill. I hear all the time that we live in Seattle, we live in Washington State, it rains, it's gray all the time. So, again, those are excuses. Don't you think those are excuses?
That's very much true. If we want to do it, it's up to us. If we want to do it, we can really do it. And the other thing is, like in the summer, there is like a lot of people. They'll be watching, and the winter would be less people.
Right.
Look at you. So I think it's doable. It's doable. If you can, if it's raining, it's a different story. Raining hard, it's a different story. Usually.
Well, we got those raincoats, Dr. Anju. Come on,
yes.
But I don't buy that excuse. I tell, if you're gonna live in Seattle, you better get used to the rain. Yeah. And we Seattleites don't use umbrella. We walk in our rain. I have been living here for 33 years. I don't have umbrella in my car. I walk in the rain. So I still don't get wet. So anyway, the thing is, make a habit that you are going to do it and push yourself. Sometime budding system.
Yes, that is very important too. It's like partners, like if the time suits you, you can really force each other to go for.
Yeah, find the friend who is really on your tail.
Yes.
Who will say, let's go, let's do it, let's do it. And sometimes it's better to find a friend who is already into exercise mode, because this is a person who is doing exercise, who can probably guide you through, right? So, you want to pair up. If not, use your spouse or partners to go for an exercise and, do this. It's a very good way to start an exercise resolution. So again, start slowly and maintain that for 2 to 3 weeks to 1 month, where you really working out 20 minutes to 30 minutes in a month on regular basis. After that, then build the next step.
So yeah, definitely. So start with that, and then we need to talk about a little bit more about the eating.
Well, that I definitely believe that does play a role. So when you start exercising, and if you come home and if you're still eating the same food which you were eating before,
then it's a waste.
It's a total waste.
Yes.
It's a total waste, because what we put in our body, that's how we change our body. So the thing is, if you're going to work out, exercise, remember, you need to burn calories. And there is a proper caloric intake every day. Every healthy individual should be doing, right?
Yes, it's like people can do the low carb diet, which is very important that we are eating the low carb diet, because people eat a lot of carbohydrate food during the holidays, sweets, breads, like all the baked goods and everything. So if what it does, it makes we produce more insulin too in the body if we are eating more carbs, and that insulin will store more fat.
Right, because then it's just overload of the
overload. So if we are eating the low carb diet, we have the less insulin in our body, and we start burning the fat.
Right. I mean, what you just mentioned earlier, there's we call it a syndrome X and all that, where there's a, hyperinsulinemia and all that can happen because of the carbohydrate overload. Pancreas is just want to, keep on producing. So that does happen. So the one thing is, so what would be a very good diet to start with somebody who exercises?
Yeah, cut down sugars. Let's start with the sugars. Cut down all the starches and the sugars, and eat more vegetables, low carb vegetables.
The vegetables are always, you can eat full of ball vegetables, and that caloric intake will be so low, you'll be totally thrown away.
Eat a lot of greens.
Right.
It has a less calorie, and it's a good source of the calcium. It has a little bit protein too, but a lot of calcium too, iron too.
And it also gives you fiber.
It gives you fiber. Eat more fiber.
Yeah.
That's the
so
other
when
thing.
you're eating the vegetables, which is the naturally rich with all the minerals and compounds, it gives you all that fiber which your gut need, right? Which actually supports the gut flora. That's another thing which people need to understand. When we are eating processed food, that is actually anti-gut flora, and that creates health issues, right?
That is true. That is true.
And we are finding that when people eat more fiber food, which is actually like the way you mentioned the veggies and all that, it supports your gut flora in such a way where we are metabolizing fats indifferently, because all those natural bacteria, the good healthy bacteria in the gut, supports the metabolism.
That is true. That is true.
And it also cuts down the cravings.
That's what I was trying to say, to cut down the craving. Why a lot of the diets fail? Because like the protein, or let's talk about the protein. People do not eat enough proteins, and especially we have a lot of vegetarian in the Indian community. They are not eating the proteins.
And the thing is, they are not getting into the very traditional foods like beans and dals, which are rich source of protein, and so their emphasis is much more on the carbohydrates, like that's rice and wheat and bread, much more like that. So,
and even if they eat the dal, and they are not eating enough. So we are trying to say that if you are eating the dal, for the vegetarian especially, for the protein, eat more. You have to cut down the carb. You don't need to eat the carb. You can really eat a big ball of the beans, and you can cook it with the vegetables too. And that should be the perfect meal with some salad and stuff. And for the non-vegetarian, they can eat the fish and the chicken. And if you are exercising more, you need to be on the little bit more protein diet and the less carbohydrate and the fat. Dr. Shailinder, fat is very important too.
Right, and I think people have a lot of misconception around the fats. Fats are not bad for you, but it's only bad when you are not really burning it. That means of course, we say when you take 1 gram of fat, it is equal to almost 9 calories. Compared to when we eat complex carbohydrates or protein, it gives you about 4 calories. So the quantity of fat can be, adjusted accordingly to adjust the total amount of caloric intake, but same time we can have good fats.
Yes, the coconut oil has the medium chain triglycerides, and it's great. And people, we do recommend at our office, like people to start eating more cooking with the coconut oil. And it has the like lot of Indian cooking is like more with the high heat cooking, so it doesn't get rancid on the high heat too.
And also the ghee is not a bad
oil.
And
Ghee is great. Butter can be eaten too, but just with some restrictions. But the butter, organic, definitely.
Right, and same thing with the ghee too. It should be organic, and I think majority of our listeners, those are from India and Pakistan or Sri Lanka based, they know how to make a ghee. So you can make this ghee at home.
Yeah, it's also available at the Indian stores, but it's not organic. So and if you go to really health food stores, it may be a little bit more expensive. So you can really make the ghee at home by buying the organic butter, and even you can buy the organic cultured butter too, which is even better.
Right.
And you can make the ghee at home.
Right, and so that ghee can be used for the cooking, which we are trying to do the healthy
that can
cooking.
be used on the cooking. And do not, like the other thing, when you are doing the fat, when you are using these oils, do not overcook it. Like, do not use those in the frying. We are not saying that do fry the food. No.
Because that also burns all the minerals and
Yes.
the compounds which are naturally present in the food. And the food you are eating is actually almost charred fruit, which will not have much nutritional value to it.
Yes, that is true. And so if avocado oil, coconut oil,
Olive
ghee,
oils.
olive oil.
And one thing about olive oil is, I want my listener to understand, please do not cook in the olive oil. It is not oil which will tolerate the high heat, especially with our Indian cooking.
Yes, it's just like the for the dressings or the light cooking, very light cooking, it can be used, but Indian cooking is usually high heat. So we do not recommend olive oil for the cooking. But this is great oil for the as a salad dressing, or if you are doing very light cooking.
Right. And so, the one thing is, we are starting, getting into shape. We're starting our day with a healthier diet. So, folks, if you have your resolution which says, I'm going to eat healthy, so you just got few examples. So, we will be taking a little break, and we'll be back right after. So, in order to reach us, please call us at 1-844-301-1250.
Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic, or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
Welcome back, folks. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi on the show Your Body's Natural Pharmacy, along with my co-host Dr. Anju Sodhi. And today the topic which we have taken up is because it's an year end, everybody makes some resolutions and the goals. So we are discussing that topic. And if you have a question in regarding how to be more practical, please feel free to call us at 1-844-301-1250. Again, 1-844-301-1250. आप हमारे साथ हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हैं. हमारे साथ फ़ोन करने के लिए 1-844-301-1250 पर फ़ोन करें, and we'll be happy to hear from you. So anyway, one of the things which when we left before the break, Dr. Anju, it was we were talking about the diet. And one thing I want to touch is emotional eating.
Yes.
That is very common.
That is very common in the, also, like I have seen in my practice, for the women, especially like the hormonal changes during they start their menstrual cycle, they do a lot of emotional eating. So like they are eating more chocolates. Chocolate is their the weak point at that time.
And some people are eating other people sometimes salty food.
Salty foods too. So that is, when I have the patients and they ask me what they should be doing, I always tell them okay, you are having this craving, you need to see what you can do to correct it. Do not eat the food, do not keep on eating sugar, so do not keep on eating the salty food. Eat some proteins, take some nuts and seeds along with for you have the sugar craving, so you can add a little bit good the dried figs or the chopped dates or some raisins.
The fruits,
or some fruit.
Papaya is a great fruit.
Yes.
Apples are great fruit.
So, but some protein. If they eat some protein and little bit of the even the dried fruit,
so that means really, the nuts and seeds play a role.
That really helps the craving. Right. Helps with the craving.
And especially the nuts and seeds are so rich and loaded with the micronutrients
fat,
and the good fats that it takes care of that craving. So it is one thing is, I think also whatever those stressors are, if it is a hormonal issues, then you should see doctors, who can help you with the PMS type of things and with the dietary cravings by modifying. And especially we at our clinic,
we have a lot of patients. We help a lot of people with these issues at our office at Bellevue.
So that is fairly common. I see quite a bit of population which comes from our Southeast Asian clientele, and they come and discuss. They said, we don't know. Yeah, I'm at the workplace and I'm working all day in front of my computers and in my office, and I get loaded. I just don't have enough time to eat a good breakfast. But when I get to as soon as I get my office, I want to eat. So whatever those I called seafood, not the seafood from the ocean, but what we see with our eyes, and those are the candies and chocolates and cookies which are in the break room. They grab those and grab quick coffee and eat it. It's very much emotional eating.
Emotional eating. And also, I would like to add, many times I get people are not eating the breakfast. They skip the breakfast.
That is fairly. They say we don't.
Very common.
Right. I I see that all the time. A few weeks ago I saw someone. He says, I don't eat breakfast, and I do not even have a good lunch, but my dinner is the biggest meal. And because all day you're starving yourself, and by the time you get home, you are going to grab, or maybe on the way to the home, you're going to grab some, fast food or the snacks which are loaded with the salt and bad fats to keep your thing under control. And you will eat those.
Yeah, and that is the worst thing you want to do with yourself.
And what is we teaching to the body? Actually, I call that is really the worst thing you can do to yourself when you starve yourself and you eat the very big meal, because body says, okay, I'm going into that type of mode where I need to save, it's like it says, I need to save you because you're not eating. I need to use all my reserves in order to fuel you for the day. So, we are burning the, body start using different area. And when you eat the bigger meal, it stores it as a fat, because fat is the last resource of fuel in our body, which is only body will use when we go into severe starvation. People, those who do weight loss, they cut down the caloric intake. They think they have lost the weight. You did lose the muscle. So you lost the weight because of the muscle loss, not because of the fat which is sitting, which your body will use at the last moment.
So that's why the lot of the diet plan doesn't work.
Yo-yo dieting is always not a good idea. So anyway, folks,
eat healthy,
develop a good routine.
Breakfast. Eat a healthy breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And because we like the dinner, we do around 6, 7, 8. Some people 8.
Well, still, I think you're very genuine in telling 6, 7. I know my patients, those who have come and told me, they eat around 9:30 or 10.
Yeah.
And then they hit the bed around 10:30 or 11. They go with a full stomach, which is the worst thing anybody can do when you have a goal where you want to lose the weight.
So best time to eat the dinner would be not later than the 7:30. And eat the breakfast. Eat a breakfast with the full of the proteins, with heavy proteins and some fat and low carb. So all meals, I believe that breakfast, lunch, and dinner should be that way.
We should have a balance between carbohydrates, fats, and proteins.
Yes, and you will lose weight.
That's what we need to do. So we have a caller on the phone. So I will take that call. Caller, go ahead. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi on the show Your Body's Natural Pharmacy. What is your question?
Hello, Dr. Shailinder, Dr. Anju.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Shailinder, Dr. Anju.
Yes, go ahead. This is Dr. Shailinder.
Yeah, I am Sanjeev. I am working for 10 hours a day from early morning to late evening. So I don't get much time to go out and do exercise. So what exercise I can start at home from this coming year?
Right. So this is, Sanjeev, very good question. This is a typical American lifestyle where people are working overly. I mean, they work excessively, about 10 hours a night. Like you said, you don't get a time to do anything else because you're working 10 hours a day. And if your work is more physical, then it becomes even challenging. So my suggestion to you is, if you're working 10 hours, that means you leave early in the morning and you come, probably late evening by 6, 7 or something like that. When you come home, after a little bit of rest, I would probably start walking around the blocks around the home. Just take a good walk with your wife or your children, if you're married and all that, do that. Give yourself 10 to 15 minutes. If your work is already very physical, that means if you work lifting heavy boxes and doing all that, then you had to put a lot of exercise even at your workplace. For guys like you, I recommend yoga and breathing exercise doing at home.
Yeah, breathing exercise would be great, Sanjeev, which you can do whenever you have some break in between. You can do a little bit of the breathing exercise, pranayam, at your workplace too. And that will not take too long. Like even if you have 5 minutes, that would work too. So in those days you're working, you can do that. And
also in the evening, come home and do the stretching exercise, yoga exercise.
Stretching would be great for you too. Maybe if your job is like demanding, then you should be doing some stretching. Stretching will really help you to prepare you for the next day.
And the other exercise, which Sanjeev, I can tell you, there are those tubes which you can buy from the store. They cost about $10, $12. Those are called exercise tubes with the different strengths they come and variation. These tube exercises are very easy to do at home thing, and you can do almost every portion of your body. You can do leg exercise, you can do the shoulder exercises with it, you can do biceps exercise, you can do back exercise. So, you can, with the $10, $12, you can have good exercise equipment at home, which will do almost every area of your body.
Yeah, and if on your days off, on the weekend, when you have a little bit extra time, you need to start putting, you need to give yourself a good 45 minutes to 1 hour of the doing different exercise. Cardiovascular would be
and
great.
That would be on the days off when you are
and which really helps with that to de-stress yourself. Stress is another factor which people can gain weight with that too. So if we are working on all it's important to see all the aspects. It's if your stress level is a little bit high, then the pranayam would be great for you too. And also like doing the exercise a little bit more, walking or the cardiovascular I mentioned would be really helpful too.
Right. So, Sanjeev, the one thing is
Yeah.
developing a routine is important. That's what is the first thing you want to do is, I tell no matter you come home after a little bit of rest or something, go for a walk. Make a pledge to yourself that I will walk no matter what happens.
Even if you walk 10 to 15 minutes only, just
Yeah.
one round.
Yeah.
And I told you, once you develop that routine, it is something like a habit for you. Like you said, you will start missing the day you will not exercise. And
Yes.
I can tell you from my personal experience, the days I'm not able to go exercise, I said, oh man, I need to do this. And the other thing is, if I have gone exercise without exercise for 1 week, on 8th day I don't want to work out at all.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
true.
Because I'm gotten used to that
I-
easy lifestyle.
Can I take some multivitamins tablets?
Multivitamins are always good. Eating healthy is always good. You should take a multivitamin. We do recommend our foods do not provide everything what we need. So taking a good Ayush multi or something like that would be very beneficial.
Yeah.
And 1 a day or 1 to 2 a day would be good. And eating healthy is important. So don't depend on multivitamins only. Also, food is a great source of every nutrients and all that. So that's what I would recommend you. So Sanjeev, to cap few things.
Yeah.
Make a routine. That means make pledge to yourself that you will exercise 10 to 15 minutes a day during the days when you are working, and on the weekends whenever your days off, then say I will jump from 15 to 30 minutes in first 2 month or to 2 month, and then maybe go to 45 minutes in 2 to 3 month phase, and then do maybe 1 hour the max.
Yes, making a routine is very important. Like start with from the 15 minutes, 30 minutes, but make a routine. That is important.
Yeah, and like I said, you can have a very simple exercise equipment like tubes, which you can buy from any store, and you start using that would be good. Otherwise, working in the yard, outside, even home, that is a physical work on the days off. You can do it. These days it's the winter, but still there's a lot of work which can be done, which has a physical aspect to it. So these are the things which I will like to see you doing, and it will help you to achieve your goal. And then make a target. What is the ultimate target for you to do it? That means, is it really getting into good shape and losing some pounds? Then eat accordingly, the way we have mentioned earlier in our show, and go through that. That will be very beneficial. And cut down all the false calories. The false calories which comes in our Indian diet is from eating sweets, or at the time when we come home in the evening, during the tea time, the cookies and all that. Those are heavy calories.
Heavy calorie. I also have noticed like the Indian population, especially drinking juices and the sodas.
Yeah.
So that is another thing which people need to stop eating.
Right, and the sodas are loaded with
Yes.
the sugar. They have
And the
so much
juices too. Like
and the
people eat a lot
refined
of
juices are
too.
really, and the smoothies are actually different, but the juices when you do it, those are different. So anyway, Sanjeev, those are a good question you had. So I thank you, and I wish you very happy New Year, and keep listening to the program, and call us whenever possible. So thank you for calling us, and we will.
Okay.
We will go back to the topic. The other thing which Dr. Anju, people procrastinate.
Mm-hmm.
They procrastinate. They make a goal, but then they procrastinate. So the one thing about the procrastination is, you need somebody, like we mentioned about buddy,
Yes.
who is on your tail to move you, grab you and take you and just move you. If you have a pet at home, take your pet out, train your pet that he comes and bother you to take you out. So, these things are very helpful. Once you have taken over that hump of procrastination, you will find that you are able to work out, you are able to exercise, you are trying to get in shape. And put a reminder for yourself, I'm going to work out today. Maybe it can be in your bathroom with a big printout, write down something, or tell your wife or your children or spouse or friends to keep telling you, or make a date with your friends that, okay, our date is going to be in the gym or in the park, on hikes. All these are way of exercising. you don't have to have a membership, spend thousands of dollars and not use it. You can do exercise even without having a membership. Washington State is rich in all the different various hikes and lakes and parks. Use those. Those are very, pleasant experience if you like to do outdoor. There are certain people who do not like outdoor. They like much more indoor. So for you, gym does make a sense because you would like to go in the enclosure where it's warm and easy for to work out. So anyway, so try to make a routine and do not procrastinate. Also, Dr. Anju, the one thing which I find is that working on the improvement in the concentration and the mental skills.
Yeah, that is very important too. If we are thinking properly, then it's easy for us to do the things as like we mentioned earlier, to make the routine first thing.
So in order to improve concentration and the mental skills, if you have one of those type of brain which is a wanderer, which just do not focus on it, there are lots of good things which we can do. We can do herbally, and also
some herbal supplements really helpful too. I have I do tell to my patients that curcumin is great anti-aging too. The haldi everybody knows in the Indian community especially. So drinking milk, haldi milk, or non-dairy, people allergic to the cow milk, they can drink the non-dairy.
Right, and you can use, there are lots like almond milk or
oat milk, coconut milk.
These are available, which can be combined with the turmeric or
turmeric and honey. That is very good for the brain health.
Right, and again, don't get too much on honey, because honey is, again, there is a concentrated sugar, though it's a good sugar, but still it's a sugar compound.
Yeah, limited.
So use only little bit. I mean, if I were you, I would probably say just use the turmeric. Go with it. But if you want to make it tasty, then add a little bit of that. Or agave nectar or stevias can be used as well, much more into that as, too. Other thing is doing yoga and pranayam to improve your concentration and, bring it. So learn to do yoga, and there are plenty of yoga centers around, in Bellevue, Seattle area, where people can do it.
Yeah.
And, some breathing exercises are important.
Yeah, and also I have noticed that people are watching too much television.
Right.
Especially with the children.
Well, it's not only television; it's we are connected on the
internet activities.
Our phones are smartphones now. They are no more old-time phones. People are start talking to their phone, and they're busy on their phone playing games or watching videos or doing something. So we have very much sedentary lifestyle.
Yes, so we need to cut down that too. So I think that should be for some people, that should be a resolution to the New Year resolution, to cut down the time on the screen.
Right, and some people go to bed with their phone.
Yes, which is even very bad. It's very harmful for the health too.
Right, all those waves and the lights which are produced by the telephone screen.
Especially our teenagers.
Right, actually it disrupts your sleeping pattern. So people, if you are noticing that you're not waking up rested and your sleep is not strong, keep that phone away from the bed. Do not even keep it near your bed pillow. It should be at least 5 to 6 feet away. And, and at night, if you expect some calls, then it's okay. Otherwise, turn off the ringer and turn off the phone. Nothing will change.
Yeah, because it will interrupt with your sleep too. And the sleep is also very important if you have the resolution of making losing weight or making a routine or changing the eating habits. So sleep has to be really good. If you are not sleeping well for any reason, you need to work on that.
All right, folks, we will be taking a very quick break and we'll be back. Will be some more suggestions to you. Again, we are discussing a New Year's resolution.
Panchkarma detox treatments are a great way to utilize natural healing mechanisms of the body. Our clinic in Bellevue, Washington offers over 36 years experience in Ayurvedic treatment. Call us for more information about our Panchkarma treatments at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with cancer and is interested in adjunctive holistic approach, please come and meet our doctors at Ayurvedic and Naturopathic Medical Clinic or call us at 425-453-8022. That's 425-453-8022. If you're suffering with diabetes, heart disease, hormonal issues, digestive issues, and other chronic health issues, we offer comprehensive Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments to reverse your diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information. Are you looking for quality Ayurvedic and naturopathic treatments for your chronic issues? We offer a holistic, wholesome approach to living with chronic diseases. Call us at 425-453-8022 for more information.
Welcome back, folks. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi along with my co-host Dr. Anju Sodhi, and we are discussing the topic New Year's resolutions. And the biggest resolution for the New Year, as you know, that is everybody trying to get into shape, losing weight. So the other thing which people who are stuck with their lifestyle and they do not have any activity, the best thing they can do is meet the new people.
Yes, that would be really helpful
because it brings the new energy.
New energy. So if you do not have enough like the activity in your life, so then it's not a bad idea to look into that.
Yeah, when we end up meeting new people, usually it's like you will be having some sort of opportunity to networking and having fun, going out. This is especially
I do feel like our old people, like our seniors, our like the parents or the grandparents. They need to. Sometimes I have noticed that they are stuck at home.
Right. So
they are getting depressed due to that too. So they as a children, if you guys have older people at home, you should take some responsibility that have some more friends at some park or at some other areas.
Do some activity, meet new people, which will create a new energy. So we have another caller on the phone. Caller, go ahead. This is Dr. Shailinder Sodhi.
Hi, doctors. This is Sugandha again. You guys mentioned about getting a better night's sleep in the new year. Do you guys have any recommendations about how one can consistently get a sound sleep? Because, sometimes you have a good night rest one night and the next day you're not sleeping as well.
Right. That's a very good question. Like taking a good sleep actually does help with a person's perspective of how they're going to work out on the next day and exercise. If you haven't slept good, you feel tired and, there is no energy and you lack it. So one of the few things which are at the home remedies which we recommend is cinnamon milk, Dr. Anju.
Cinnamon. So first of all, need to see why you are not sleeping well. So that is the very important thing to find out, like what are the reasons. Are you stressed due to any reason? Is the stress level
high? Or you're
connected
too much.
Or you're connected too much.
That means too much on the electronics and the phones and work related. So all these things are really going to affect you.
So giving little bit thought into that would be beneficial.
Breathing
exercises would be great way.
Taking a good walk, long 15-20 minutes walk actually helps to get the tryptophan going in the body, which helps into fall and asleep. So all these exercise really kicks in and natural sleep pattern. But otherwise, like we mentioned,
and eating late would not be helpful too in the sleeping well. So eat at the same earlier than your sleeping time, like not like hour before the sleeping time. And then there is the cinnamon tea is great to help you de-stress and relax. And also the haldi milk I mentioned earlier drinking at the night time would be great. With
breathing exercise, the pranayam and meditation before sleeping.
Some almonds can be a little bit protein. I do suggest to my patients, if their stress level is high or they are students, almond milk with a little bit of turmeric and would be great too. And pranayam, and if they need to take some melatonin for the few days too, it's not bad. And
That's only that I will only consult
if
if a physician before you take it.
Yes.
Because we need to look into if that's recommended or not recommended.
And if it's due to the stress, taking ashwagandha can be very helpful too.
Right. That's great. Sugandha, that was a great question. Thank you for calling. Keep listening our program, and in future, please do call us. So anyway, thank you very much. So we are back to the topic. That meeting new people and becoming more active is important, is one of the resolutions which people should have if they want to have a weight loss.
Also, I want to add, for our teenagers or a lot of other people too, like the students, be more organized.
That goes with everybody. I think
yes.
That if you are one of those individuals who get scattered very quickly and not able to keep things in order, then develop a habit. Do only what you can do, and don't get spread into multiple things. Yes. Multitasking is these days is a kind of almost second nature to all of us, because we have gotten used to the smartphones working at the same time while we are talking to somebody, looking at the quick messages, replying, and so that is actually creating more issues with the concentration level, which we earlier discussed. So these are the things. It's important that develop a habit, do things, do take your time to relax, and learn to do one thing at a time and finish it.
Yes, very important too.
And so and what about Dr. Anju, becoming more confident and taking some more chances?
Yes.
People sometimes just don't want to take a chance.
Yes.
They just think that because they have failed in the past, they're not going to do it. I mean, that's the biggest failure in exercise regimen. I was saying, people think they will work out exercise, and then they think, well, we have never done it. I don't think I can do it.
That happens.
That happens to quite a lot of population. So you need to learn to take a step. What's the worst thing going to happen if you do take a step? If you do not do it, how would you know that you really done it or you failed it? Even if you failed it, at least you've given a try.
Yes.
So giving a try and doing it is more beneficial than not doing it and not experiencing it.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So people, don't be shy. Don't, it is your body and it is your life. Nobody else going to teach you. Nobody else going to grab you and do something. If you made a promise to yourself, this is my New Year's resolution, take a step. Don't sit behind. Don't sit back. And take it easy. Don't get panicked. Don't have an anxiety on it. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing can happen is you will, whatever you thought may not be achieved, but you will be happy that you did it.
Yes, that is very much true.
And a lot of times we get, people who kind of are so much into high stress, they'll need to learn how to reduce stresses. So
that is really for the high stress jobs. People are in the lot of the IT. I have noticed, I think every job you have stress, but do you do enough to de-stress yourself?
Right. And the way you can de-stress yourself is exercising, meditation, going for a walk, going to the park, or even having a good, funny movie at home, or going out with the friends to relax. And avoiding, people sometimes get into alcohol to de-stress that. That's the worst thing you can do when you have certain goals in getting into big body shape or losing weight. Alcohol is again.
Yeah, I would like to add that if people have habit of the drinking alcohol, that should be one of their New Year resolution too, to cut down the alcohol. That's not going to helpful, and it says a lot of people come to it that they are into the wine, they don't drink alcohol, but wine has a lot of sugar in it too. Right. So drinking minimally or stopping would be great, and also the smoking. If people do smoke, then they should be.
We have all those.
They should be having the resolution of quit smoking
and get some help, because sometimes you are not able to kick that habit on your own, and we as a physician can guide you and help you through. There's a lot of ways to quit smoking with the detox and all that. Make a goal and live a very healthy life. and learn to be happier with your life.
Yeah, that is very important. Like, no need to be always unhappy.
I find the people who are, just not happy, they remain into
They
that.
remain into that mode.
They remain into that
they
mode.
stay unhappy. If you are not happy, you make an attitude.
Yeah, that's like you feed into your system, subconscious mind, this is how I gonna be, and you need to get out into that. So get
be
into
positive.
Be positive.
Be positive.
Meet the people who are friendly, who really make you happy, and do the things which will change that outlook on you. And again, we already addressed that getting a good quality sleep is important.
So summary is eat healthy, do exercise, and stay happy.
I think, and make sure your resolution, whatever is, not out of proportion for you. That means don't make a huge goal that this is the year, in a first month I'm going to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 1 pound a day. No, you don't want to do that. You want to make a very realistic goal. The realistic goal is start with the baby step and improve on your skill, get to the next level. Even in a first month, if you don't lose even a pound, not a big deal, guys. Just make a habit. It will happen by eating.
Really, people, if I have noticed in our practice that if people really want, if they are on the, as we mentioned, that low carb diet, high protein diet, a lot of vegetables, they lose weight.
They lose, as long
and good fats.
Right.
So low carb, high fat, lot of vegetables, and less good proteins. So this is the key, folks. And the no sugars
and no emotional eating. That's another key. Learn to say no when you cannot have food, and especially at the parties.
And I do tell my patients sometimes that if you make I do for myself, that 80% I will not, but I will cheat on the weekend some. They can do it. If it's not really they have to do it, but if you really want to be on the carb, just choose one day, and that day you can eat whatever you will gain a little bit more weight, but if you are good on the rest of the 6 days, it will still work.
Yeah, but remember not to overdo it, not to overindulge, folks. So this was the all the topic we had. So one of the things which I want to do is, since this is last day of the 2016,
I would like to wish Happy New Year to
all
everybody.
of our listeners and all those people who have been listening to us and have come to see us at our clinic in Bellevue at Ayurvedic Naturopathic Medical Clinic after listening this radio show. We will continue to do this show in 2017, and please give us all the input.
And if you have some topics in your mind you want to be discussed, you can let us know.
No, and call us. So anyway, as we are wrapping up this year 2016, I want to wish you very, very happy New Year. May you all be blessed with great health and spirits in
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You're listening to the only Desi station in the SeaTac area. Your connection to all things South Asian. Desi 1250 AM. Radio that listens to you.
If you are looking for Indo-Chinese dining with an eclectic ambience, visit In Chin's Bamboo Garden, located in Red